Hey, you've made it to Nadine Unfiltered, where no topic is off limits and every conversation keeps it real. Grab a drink, get cozy, and let's talk about everything you didn't even know you needed in your life right now. Ready? Let's do this.
Let them. The power of letting go and finding peace.
Welcome back, everyone. Today's episode is all about something I think we all kind of need to hear: the let them theory. If you've ever been stressed out trying to control how people act, or felt like you were bending over backwards just to keep the peace, this one's for you. What if instead of trying to fix or manage everyone, you just let them? Let them make their own choices, let them show you who they are. It's a mindset shift that's honestly freeing in a way I didn't expect. So we're diving into what it means, how it works, and why it just might change the way you handle relationships, big and small. Let's get into it.
Part 1. The core of Let Them.
All right, let's start by breaking down what the let them theory actually means. At its core, it's this idea of letting people show you who they are through their actions. Instead of stressing yourself out trying to control how someone behaves or forcing them to meet your expectations, you take a step back and just let them do what they want. They tell you everything you need to know about them without you having to lift a finger. I know, easier said than done, right? But here's the thing: it's not about being passive or not caring. It's about freeing yourself from the responsibility of managing other people. It's a way to protect your energy, keep your peace, and honestly, just get clarity in your relationships, whether it's friends, family, or even strangers. The more you embrace it, the more you realize that letting go isn't about giving control. It's about trusting that people will show you their true selves if you let them. And that clarity is priceless.
Part 2. The freedom of letting them.
So let's talk about why this mindset is such a game changer. When you let people do what they want without stepping in, chasing them, or bending over backwards, you're not just giving them the space to be themselves. You're giving yourself freedom: freedom from overthinking, from second guessing, and from trying to control things you were never meant to control in the first place. Think about it. When you let them, you stop wasting energy on people who wouldn't return it. You stop holding on to relationships that aren't serving you. You're no longer carrying the burden of making everything perfect or worrying if you're enough for someone. And instead, you're like letting things naturally align or naturally fall apart if they need to. It's scary at first because letting go feels like losing control, right? But it's actually the opposite. It's you taking control of your peace, your boundaries, and your emotional energy. And that kind of clarity, it's powerful.
Part 3. The pushback against let go.
Here's the real talk. The let them theory sounds great in theory, right? But actually doing it, that's where it gets tricky. A lot of us struggle with letting go because it feels so counterintuitive. Like, aren't we supposed to fight for the people and things we care about? And then there's the fear of losing control, fear of being seen as passive, fear of what it might say about us if we stop trying so hard. Society doesn't help either. We're constantly fed this idea that effort equals worth, and stepping back feels like failure. But here's the thing: holding on too tightly, it's exhausting, and it often blinds us from what we really need and deserve. The pushback is normal, it's human, but understanding where it's coming from is the first step to overcoming it.
Part 4. Letting them real life moments.
Picture this: someone in the group starts pulling away, or maybe there's some drama brewing. Your instinct? Fix it, mediate, hold on tight. But here's the thing: sometimes the best move is to step back and let them. Let them distance themselves if that's what they are choosing. Let the group dynamic shift, even if it feels messy and uncertain. It's not about giving up. It's about recognizing that forcing connections or keeping everyone happy doesn't always create the results you want. And honestly, chaos has a way of settling when we stop trying to control it. The truth is, letting them in those moments reveals the people who want to stay connected and invested. It's not easy, but it's powerful. And it's how you create a space for the relationship that will really align with who you are. And here's the takeaway: Letting them isn't about losing people, it's about finding clarity. It's about seeing who chooses to show up when there's no pressure, no chase. It's about trusting that the right connections will hold, even if things feel uncertain for a while. And yeah, it can be scary to loosen your grip, but it's also freeing because you're no longer forcing things that aren't meant to fit. The relationships that matter, they'll thrive, even in the chaos.
Part 5. How to start letting them.
First, recognize the moments where you're holding on too tightly. Those knee jerk reactions to fix, control, or convince. Then pause. Ask yourself, does this really need my intervention, or am I stepping in out of habit? Next, practice small acts of letting go. Start with low stake situations so you can build that muscle without overwhelming yourself. And then, finally, remind yourself that letting them isn't about abandoning people or being cold. It's about trusting that what's meant for you will stay. No force necessary.
Final part. The let them mindset. Moving forward.
All right, now that we've gone through the core of the let them theory, the challenges, the examples, the mindset shifts, and the practical steps, it's now time to think about what moving forward with this mindset really means. It's not about being perfect at letting go or never wanting to fix things. That's totally human. It's about noticing when the urge to control creeps in and choosing moment by moment to release. Practicing this theory isn't the end of personal growth. It's the start of a freer, more authentic way of showing up in your life and relationships. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the let them theory. Remember, letting them isn't about giving up. It's about showing up for yourself, trusting what's meant to be, and releasing what isn't. It's not easy, but it's worth it. So as you move forward, take this mindset with you, practice it, and watch how it shifts your world. Until next time, keep letting them and keep choosing you.